Did you know that up to 30% of the emails you send may never reach your subscribers' inboxes? They'll end up in spam, promotions, or they may never even be delivered in the first place. And as an online business owner, this is costing you a lot of money. But here's the good news. There is a way you can make sure a lot more of your emails end up in the inbox, which will significantly increase the number of sales you make. In this episode, I'm about to show you how. So keep watching, because you're about to find out. So I've got 5 tips to help you improve your email deliverability that I'm about to share with you in this episode. But before we get there, I want to walk you through a very brief history of email marketing and basically how we got to where we are today. Because if you can better understand that the rules have changed in terms of how you send email and why this is happening, it's going to better equip you to understand what you need to do to maximize the chance that more of your emails actually get received heading into the future. So when I first started my first official online coaching business back in 2016, I had an email list that I had built up off the back of YouTube. It was around 30 to 40,000 subscribers. And every week I was publishing content on YouTube. I had a lead magnet in those videos. People were opting in to join my list. So I built up this big email list. And how I was doing email marketing at that time was whenever I had something to send, I would just send it out to my entire list. And whenever I had a sale or a promotion or an offer I wanted to promote, I would basically just do the launch to the entire list. So every week I was sending out emails to 30,000, 40,000 people. And that's the way that I was taught how to do marketing, at least email marketing. And it's the way that many people during that period of time were doing email marketing. So they were basically just sending emails broadcast out to their entire lists. And they would keep sending emails to people until they unsubscribed. Basically, that's the way that email marketing worked back in the old days. Here's the problem with this. So a couple of years ago, these major email providers, Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, started looking at all of the emails that their customers, the people who had Gmail accounts or Yahoo accounts or MSN, I don't even know if people use MSN anymore, whatever Microsoft is. These accounts, they were getting all of these emails from all of these businesses, and 90% of them weren't actually even getting opened. So these services were basically looking at this and they were saying, okay, well, we're handling all this email, we're putting all this email in people's inboxes, but honestly, it's creating a poor experience for all of our customers because most of these emails are completely irrelevant to them. It's also impacting our ability to show more targeted advertising, which is how these companies actually make more money, to our customers. So as a result, what they started to do was they started to get a lot more aggressive with how they filtered out what emails were actually being placed in the inbox. And they basically looked at all of the emails that were being sent and looked at what percentage of the people who are actually receiving these emails are engaging with them. You know, if you send an email out to your list and let's say only 5% of those people are actually even opening the email, Google is now looking at that and saying, well, why should we put this email in the inbox when such a small percentage of people are actually opening it and engaging with it? And we're getting basically this onslaught of email from you, but you've proved to us that you're a low engagement provider. So as a result, they're basically penalizing businesses and companies who are sending lots of email to people who aren't actually engaging with those emails or opening them. Now, this is something that has changed pretty dramatically over the course of the last few years, and it's only getting more and more important, and it's only becoming more and more of an issue as these services continue to tighten their reins and continue to make it so less of these emails that are not being engaged with are actually being delivered. So what does this mean for you as an online business owner? Well, what it means is if you're doing email marketing the way I was when it was 2016, sending broadcast emails out to your entire list, and you have a bunch of people on your list who aren't actually engaging with your emails, your deliverability, your ability to actually get those emails seen and placed in the inbox is likely being impacted pretty negatively. greatly. This is actually a huge issue. And it means that even if people are engaging with your emails, those people are less likely to see your emails because you're sending a bunch of emails to people who aren't engaging. So your emails are much more likely to end up in spam or in someone's promotions folder, or in many cases, those email service providers, Gmail, Google, Yahoo, they may not even receive your email in the first place. They may just reject your email. So this is a big deal for us as online business owners. And the rules of the game have changed pretty dramatically since the dawn of email marketing. So what is the one core idea I want you to really take away from this episode? If there's nothing else, it's that if you want to improve your deliverability, basically make it so that more of your emails are actually being seen by the people you're sending them to, the most important thing that you have to pay attention to is you have to make sure that you're only sending emails to people who are actually engaging with them. That is like the core idea here. Because all these services, that's the thing that they're using to basically determine whether or not your emails get placed in the inbox or in the spam folder, or whether they don't get delivered at all. So that is really the name of the game, which means that the days of sending broadcast emails to your entire email list, like I did when I first got started, are over. We can't do that anymore. We can't treat our email list like this mass market thing where we just send out broadcast emails to everyone. We have to be a lot more intentional about who we're sending emails to, making sure that we're only sending to people who are actually opening and engaging and clicking and reading those emails. So when it comes to actually doing this, you might be asking yourself, okay, that makes sense to me. I can understand how that can impact my deliverability, Jason, but how do I do this? There are really 5 tips I want to share with you in this episode that will help you do this on a more practical level in your business. And I want to give a shout out to Adrian Savage from Email Smart. He is someone who I've been following for a little while, who has lots of great videos and content, who helped me understand this a lot more. He's like an email deliverability expert. And a lot of the tips and content I'll be sharing with you here were really taken from things I learned from him. So you should check him out, emailsmart.com. They have a great website and a free tool that you can actually use to plug in your email marketing software, and it will do like an audit on all of the emails that you're sending, and it will give you a score to show you how well you're doing. So it's a great tool. He's got some really cool stuff on his website and would highly recommend checking out what he does. So 5 tips I want to share with you in this episode to help improve your email deliverability. The first one, probably one of the most important ones, is do not send any emails to people who have not engaged with your emails in over 90 days. So when I look at the way that most people are sending email today, and a lot of the clients that I work with, and I look at how they're using email marketing, they just have this big email list, and they have people on there who maybe if they've been in business for a while, maybe have subscribed years ago, and they're still sending emails to these people when in many cases, these people have not opened emails for years. Maybe they, are completely in another place in their life and they don't really are not interested in what you do anymore, or they subscribed initially and they were engaged for a couple months and then they dropped off. So the problem is whenever you are sending emails to people who are not engaging with them, your deliverability is going to be impacted negatively. So the most important thing you can do, the first and the most important thing you can do to improve your deliverability is make sure that you're only sending people emails who are actually opening and engaging with them, which means if someone's been on your list for at least 90 days and they haven't opened an email or engaged with an email, the chances that that person is going to become engaged again in the future, extremely low. Like we're talking very, very low. You might as well just unsubscribe that person from your list. So most email marketing software programs will allow you to basically run reports that can show you how long it's been since someone has actually engaged with an email. I know for me, I use ActiveCampaign, and you can actually run like a search and check and it will spit out like a list of contacts in your email marketing that have not clicked on something or have not opened something within 90 days. So I want you to go into your email marketing software and actually do this. and tag the people who it's been at least 90 days that they haven't engaged, and just stop sending emails to those people. Or you can put them into what's called a re-engagement sequence, which we'll talk about later on in this episode. But the most important thing is just not sending emails to those people who have not engaged in over 90 days. That might cut your list effectively in half. But the good news is when you can only send emails, when you start only sending emails to people who are actually engaged with them, then your open rates are going to go up dramatically, your click-through rates are going to go up dramatically, and all of these email platforms, Google, Microsoft, Yahoo, are going to start to see, oh, wow, this sender is sending emails to a lot more people who are actually opening them and a lot less people who aren't, which means your reputation in the eyes of these services will improve, which means more of your emails in the future are likely to get delivered into the inbox. So, number one, making sure that you're not sending emails to people who have been dormant for 90 days or more. Super, super, super important. Hey friend, hope you're enjoying this episode of the podcast. And before we get back to it, if you're an established online business owner who's serious about unlocking your next level of income and impact and growth in your business, I want you to watch my free $1 Million online business training, where I walk through a 4-step roadmap I've personally used to sell well over $1 million of coaching, consulting, and courses online. It's going to make the journey of growing your business so much easier. I want to give this to you for free. All you got to do to access it is go to jasonmoss.com/growth. That's jasonmoss.com/GROWTH to get free access to this training right now. Now back to the episode. That brings us to tip number 2, which is you should be emailing your most engaged subscribers more frequently. This is something that I get a lot of pushback and resistance about because I often recommend that people send emails a lot more than they currently are. My clients, generally what I find is most often people are emailing once a week their list or once every other week. And my recommendation is generally that you want to be emailing close to once a day. Now, you might hear that and you might go, wow, that sounds like a lot of emails, Jason. But here's the thing. If you're sending those emails to people who are actually engaged with them, the people who want to receive them, that is not only going to make it so you can build deeper relationships with those people and do that a lot faster, because frequency, the more frequency you have with those subscribers, the faster those people are going to warm up to you. The more quickly they're going to go from, I have no idea who you are, to, I want to buy from you. It's just like, sometimes I'll use this analogy, but like if you're, let's say, getting to know someone romantically and you go out on a date with them every month, it's going to take you like years to get to the place where you actually have that sense of, oh, this person is someone I want to spend my life with. Versus like me and my partner, Kimberly, when we first started dating, it was the beginning of the pandemic and we had nothing else to do. We couldn't go anywhere. Everything was shut down. So we just hung out with each other every day inside. And we spent it was like 2 weeks together where I felt like we were seeing each other almost every day and we were hanging out for hours and we were having all these deep conversations. And it was like 2 weeks in, we were talking about having kids and our future and all the things we wanted to do. And it felt like what happened in 6 months in a normal quote unquote relationship happened in like 2 weeks. Now, why was that? Well, it was because of frequency, because there were a lot more touch points over a short period of time. And also because we're deep divers and we like, having deep conversations. And so we generally tend to move pretty quickly. So all this being said, frequency is the thing that's going to speed up that process of someone getting to know you and building that know, like, and trust. So the more emails you send to people who actually want to receive them, the more that process is going to happen faster. So all this being said, my recommendation is you segment out people on your list who are the most engaged, i.e. the people who have been engaging, reading, opening your emails within the last 30 days. And you send those people a lot more emails. So for example, what this might look like in our email marketing software is we actually use a red or a green light and a yellow light. system. So I have two groups of people that I've segmented out in my email marketing software. And you can do this in pretty much any email marketing software. You can create segments or sub lists depending on the software you use. There are different ways to do this. But basically, I have it set up so I have a green list, which is everyone who's engaged in less than 30 days. So those are like my most warm subscribers. And then I have a yellow list, which is people who have engaged within the last 90 days. So those people are a little bit colder. Maybe it's been, 5 weeks since they've opened an email or something like that, but they're somewhat engaged. But my green list, those are like my warmest people. So I send the majority of my emails to that green list. And then maybe once a week or, twice a week, I might send an email out to my yellow list. So the people who are getting the most emails from me are those green subscribers, the people who are the most engaged. And I'm still sending some emails to the people who are less engaged, but the people who are most engaged get the majority of my attention. Now, not only does this allow me to warm people up faster, without sending a bunch of emails to people who don't actually want them, but it also increases my deliverability, because when you're sending emails to people who are engaged with them, who are opening them, who are clicking them, again, all of these email softwares, Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, are going to see that you're sending a lot more email to people who are opening, and they're going to want to put your email in the inbox because of it, because they look at you as a sender who is being engaged with, whose emails are actually being opened. So looking at how you're sending your emails today and asking yourself, number one, can I send more email? For a lot of people, the answer is yes. I think you should be sending a lot more emails to the people who are engaged. And then is there a way that I can segment out those subscribers in my email marketing software so I can send more emails to the people who are engaged with them? That is going to allow you to increase your deliverability ranking, your deliverability in terms of how you get your emails delivered. And it's also, as a byproduct, going to be really positive for your business. So it means that you're probably going to make more sales and warm up those relationships with the people who are really engaged with you. So that brings us to number 3, which is, here's the crazy thing. So, and this is particularly relevant. I think this is relevant for pretty much everybody who does, any sorts of, email list building online. But particularly, I'm speaking to you if you're running paid traffic. And like in our business, we do a lot of lead gen through paid traffic. And paid traffic, I would consider as like a lower quality source of leads. If you're doing list building through like your organic social media, generally the quality of the people who are going to be opting into your list is a little bit higher. But if you're doing paid traffic, oftentimes you're going to get a lot of people who are opting into your list. And sometimes people just use like random emails, or they use, emails that they never check. Or sometimes people just put in emails and they never even open the things that you're sending them. So again, whenever you are sending emails to people who aren't clicking or aren't opening, you are impacting your deliverability in a negative way. So one of the best things you can do is, and most email marketing software will allow you to do this, is set up some kind of automation so that if someone hasn't clicked, if someone opts into your email list and they haven't clicked on anything within the first 7 to 14 days, they automatically get put into like a re-engagement sequence. And if they don't click on anything in that re-engagement sequence, they get unsubscribed. Because in our business right now, we look at the number of people that, and I spend a lot of money on paid traffic, like close to $20,000 a month on paid traffic today. But what's crazy is about 50% of the people who opt in for my lead magnet never even click on that link in that first email to download the lead magnet. And they don't click on any links in the first 7 days or 14 days. And we can assume if someone has not clicked on any links within 14 days of signing up for my email list, chances are that person is not engaged. So I'm going to remove that person from my list relatively quickly. I don't want to keep sending that person emails for months before I unsubscribe them. I want to get that person off my list right away. Now, most email marketing software will allow you to run some kind of a report where you can see, okay, within a certain window of time, or depending on the age of my subscribers, pull up a list of people who have never clicked on any email. You could just do that right now in your email marketing software. And what you will find is for most email, marketing lists, what I find is, it could be 50% of your list has never clicked on anything before. It's nuts, but you're still sending emails to them every single day. And that is massively impacting your deliverability in a very negative way. So get those people off your email list. Unsubscribe those people or send them into some kind of re-engagement sequence, which we'll talk about next, so you don't keep sending emails to those people who clearly are not interested in what you have to offer, and focus on the people instead who are. That brings us to number 4, which is using a re-engagement sequence to prune old subscribers or reactivate those subscribers. So we have an email sequence that goes out to people automatically in our email marketing after it's been 90 days since they have engaged with anything. So they automatically get put into this sequence of emails, and there's 3 emails. This is basically how it looks. So email number 1 is, hey, I've noticed you haven't been clicking on my emails or engaged with our emails in a little while, so I wanted to send you some of my best free content. And I include a bunch of links to some of our best free trainings and videos. Now, if someone gets that email and it's been 3 days and they haven't clicked on anything in that email, then they get another email that's like, hey, I noticed you haven't been engaging. Do you still want to receive emails from me? If so, click the link in this email here. If not, I'll remove you from our list in a couple of days. So it's a little bit more assertive. Now, if someone does not click that link in that email, then in 3 days, they get another email that's the most assertive of all of them. And the subject line is like, goodbye, name. And it says, if you don't click this link in this email, I'm going to be removing you from our list. So click it right now or we will remove you from our list, basically. So that is what a re-engagement sequence looks like. And you can use this as a tool to reactivate your old subscribers, the people who maybe have been on your list for a while, but they've been dormant, but they might still be interested in hearing from you, or just prune out the people who aren't interested. And if, again, people get those 3 emails from me and they don't respond, then they just automatically get unsubscribed from my list. So what this means is I have this set up in my business so it's automatically cleaning our list in the background. And that way I can make sure that I'm only sending emails to people who are actually engaged with me, and I don't have a bunch of people on my list who really shouldn't be there. So using some kind of a re-engagement sequence in your business, I think, is a really good idea. And for most people, this is like something you want to set up to go out after 90 days or even 60 days of someone not engaging with your emails. You can usually set it up so that this automatically gets triggered in your email marketing to make it so that more people are going to be receiving your emails who actually want to receive them. And then finally, the 5th tip that I have to improve your email deliverability is to limit the number of links and images you use in your emails. The number of links and images you include in your emails make it much more likely, if you have a lot of those links or images, it's much more likely that email is going to get flagged as spam. So for all of you coaches out there, I mentor and work with a lot of coaches who have all sorts of like fancy email templates you're using, where you've got like the header image at the top of the email that has the beautiful logo and your image of you, and then maybe at the bottom there's a footer and you've got all of your social media links and all the stuff in there. We used to do this, by the way. I just recently changed this, so we don't have any of those links at the bottom of our emails anymore. Remove all of that extra stuff. What I often tell people is the best emails look like they're written from a friend. So we use in our business all plain text emails. There's no fancy designs or fancy branding. It looks like an email that you would receive from someone who is just writing an email from you in their email software. It's not something that looks like it was sent from a business. When you can write emails and create emails that look like that, it's much more likely that those emails will end up in someone's inboxes. So removing all those unnecessary images, removing all the unnecessary links, and just keeping it really clean and simple. Using one core link in every email that's the thing that I want to direct people to. You can maybe link something up a couple times in an email, but avoiding extra links that don't need to be there and really focusing on the fundamentals, keeping it very clean, keeping the design very minimal, and making emails that look like they were written from a friend is one of the best ways to make sure that more of your emails get engaged with and more of those emails end up in the inbox. So lots here when it comes to improving your email deliverability. This is super, super important when it comes to making sure that more of your emails get read, opened, clicked, and ultimately that email is a tool that continues to drive more and more revenue in your business heading into the future as more of these platforms continue to tighten the reins on what emails are getting delivered. There's a lot here too, and I also want to just remind you that email deliverability is one very small piece to success when it comes to growing an online business. Of course, you got to have that piece in place, but you also got to have a really good offer. You got to have a way to grow your list and to grow your audience in the first place. So more new people in your niche are coming into your world every single day. You've got to have a good sales process on the back end. So when people do want to work with you, you can take those people and turn them into clients. And there are many pieces to success when it comes to growing a successful and profitable online business. And if you're an online business owner, a coach, a consultant, a course creator, an expert, an author, someone who is getting paid to transform the lives of others in some meaningful way through the work that you do online, and you're ready to take your business to the next level, to increase your revenue, to make more sales, to scale past 6 or multiple 6 figures, and you want a roadmap and mentorship and guidance to help you do that, I'm super pumped to announce this week we just opened up a brand new one-on-one coaching offer with me that allows you to get high-level, high-intimacy support on a one-on-one basis directly with me so I can work with you in your business to help you unlock that next level of growth. I'll be in the trenches with you, taking a look at your marketing strategy, building out a customized, personalized plan for you with a combination of a very detailed, specific roadmap that's built for you, daily Telegram, one-on-one text message support, a number of one-on-one calls that you get with me on top of this. It's just an incredible offer that really gives you the opportunity to connect at a very deep level with someone who has helped thousands of online business owners who can take one look at your business and literally just say tweak this, change that. That's good. And imagine what that would do for you over the next 6 months. So we've got a few spots open and available inside this one-on-one offer. And if you're watching this before November 22nd, 2024, if you do decide to apply and enroll before that date, you actually get $500 off, which is pretty sweet. If you're watching this episode after that date or listening to this episode after that date, that promo is no longer available, but you can still take advantage of this offer and get access to that one-on-one mentorship to help you grow. So your next step, if you're interested in exploring the possibility of working together on a deeper level inside my one-on-one mentorship program, is go to jasonmoss.com. That's JASONMOSS.com/apply, APPLY. There is a link to submit an application on that page. Spend 5 minutes, fill that out. That goes directly to me. I'll review that personally. If I think I can help you and I think you're a good fit, I'll reach out to you and we can have a no pressure conversation about your next steps and we can go from there. So that's available to you, jasonmoss.com/apply. Hope you found this episode today super valuable, and I can't wait to share more with you in the weeks and months to come. So I will see you in the next episode, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Take care.